Hello and welcome everyone to the Comic Multiverse where the worlds meet. We are back again, Matt. We are here on a Saturday night with all of our friends. Very excited to be back again. Think it's going to be a good show. Not that I don't think every
Yes.
show is going to be good. It would be a little defeatist if I came in thinking, nah, this week's show is going to totally fucking
But
suck the big one.
but
I don't know what to tell you
but
guys.
but that's also when they're the good shows, when we think, we don't really have a lot to talk about, and then 2.5 hours later.
Yeah, when we just fucking bamf endlessly.
Yeah.
Where it's like, God damn, we got to give people their money's worth on this one. We got to make this one as entertaining as humanly possible.
Yeah, and I don't know, this week we've got definitely a lot to talk about.
We do. It's Mike's birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah, happy
Glad you could
birthday.
join us.
Yeah.
Hey. See, we're a good community. We're the kind that supports each other. See? I say as I hold back a burp. I just finished pounding the brand new Powerade Blood Orange Kick. I'm like, ooh, that sounds fun and interesting. I should try that. It's basically just red Powerade and orange Powerade mixed together, which is not bad, but I can totally taste that's what it is.
I'm hit or miss with it when it comes to Powerade, because I'm like, I don't particularly like this. It's probably hydrating me very well, but I'm just not going to drink it.
You'd prefer to be a Gatorade guy?
No, I don't really drink a lot of like those sort of like sport drinks sort of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mostly drink them a lot in the summer, again, when I feel like I've sweat a lot. That's mainly when I do it. Or when I'm sick. When I'm sick, I really want a Gatorade.
Yeah, you get those electrolytes, yeah.
Yeah, it's always been the case. They got those electrolyte powders now you can mix and everything. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, so I've tasted some of them. I've tested the Gamer Subs ones. They're very good, very good.
Are they actually? Hey,
Yeah.
Gamer Subs, freaking support us! God damn it, get on the show. Give us the old sponsorship deal. Shit, that actually reminds me. I think Into the AM wrote me forever ago about like a T-shirt deal for the show, and I don't think I ever actually wrote them back because I had just gotten sick at the time, and I'm like, oh, I can't do business emails now.
I got one the other day from AliExpress, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna shill stupid AliExpress stuff.
I got one from Temu, and I'm like, no, you guys, like, obviously you're very good at certain things, counterfeit sneakers, cheapo electronics. I'm not going to say you're a bad company, but I ain't going to be out here shilling for you either. Also, I know way too many people who have had their fucking credit card information stolen on your shit, or they love to add the extra fees, like, oh, you get this free, but then we just keep sending you stuff and keep charging your card if it's on file. Yeah, like, you guys are not a trustworthy company here, and I would rather you guys not have my own information on file. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to give you that.
Because it's like, what are you going to do if there's a problem? Hey, come at us. You don't know where we are, do you?
We don't actually have an office.
Yeah, come to Middle Kingdom China and fight us. We dare you. We challenge you. All right, you win this round, Temu. No, Raid Shadow Legends has not actually hit me up, Mike. And if they did, I almost feel like I should do it just to make a bit of it. Like there's some sponsorships that are so bad it can only be funny. Like, oh, I bet I could turn this into something.
Are they still around? Because I swear,
so.
I haven't seen like a sponsored ad for them for fucking ages.
If we did have to do one for Raid Shadow Legends, I'd be like, Matt, I certainly like to think our show is the Raid Shadow Legends of comic book podcasts. And because of that, I'm happy that we have partnered with. Just make it 100% self-deprecating.
Yeah.
To where it like rides the line. It also sucks too, because being in Canada and Australia, we don't get a lot of sponsorship deals, because if you do, you got to sign a W-8 form, and most places just do not want to do that.
No, it's very difficult.
They're like, oh, another piece of paperwork. Fuck you.
And then we could probably get sponsorships from our respective countries, but then it's like, oh, well, then the stuff's only available in those countries, or like like with America, it's like, oh, you got to be paying like ridiculous amounts in shipping and stuff.
And I don't know about you, but my biggest viewership market is indeed in America, so I'm not going to try and sell stuff to you guys that you couldn't have.
No, not at all.
It's a hell of a thing. I don't know. Have you ever heard of that YouTuber Ryan Trahan?
Sounds familiar.
he's fairly popular. He does like vlogs and shit and, does like travel content. I think a bunch of his stuff is on Amazon, actually. He's one of those guys who makes such like, high profile videos that like he actually inked a pretty good deal with them.
Mhm.
He has a sponsorship deal that I think is actually kind of genius what he did. Man, I wish we could do something like this. He instead of having sponsors come to him, he bought into a candy company called Joyride, and basically
Mm.
that's his sponsor for every video because it's a company that he owns a major stake in. So I'm like, oh, you're promoting your own stuff. That's actually really
Yeah.
clever. And
Yeah.
getting paid off the back of it by using your own celebrity. I'm like, fuck, that's what we need to do, Matt. We need to find a fledgling company and be like, look, we're gonna buy in now. Give us some stock options. Give us some money, and we will promote you in everything we do.
We need to just like drop having morals and just start like trying to
Right.
advertise for like gambling like sites, CS:GO gambling or whatever. All those
Absolutely.
YouTubers a couple of years ago got caught doing that racket.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, we need to start shilling for Russian intelligence and everything else. I'm sure you see it too. I'm sure you see this like really shady gambling ad on YouTube videos now. It's like, remember our logo and go online. We can't actually say the word gambling. We can't actually legally say we're a casino on here, but we are a casino and we're saying everything short of we are a gambling casino. Go now and find us online. We can't actually link you. You need to find us.
I don't get that many ads because I use ad blocker and all that sort of stuff, which I
Ah,
suggest everyone use. Even if you're watching my videos, you feel free to watch with ad blocker because I understand those ads get fucking annoying.
yeah, they do, but they're also our lifeblood.
Yeah,
Wink,
yeah,
wink.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so that's the kind of week I've been having. What about you?
Yeah, no, pretty cool. I've been painting a bit of my Warhammer. I got a backlog of Warhammer, so I've been slowly
Nice.
going through it and just like painting it up.
Nice.
Yeah,
Happy to hear it.
yeah.
I'm still making my way through my big Assassin's Creed playthrough. I finally made it to Rogue, which was actually on sale on the PlayStation Store this week, the remastered one. I've been having a lot of fun with that. That ship combat stuff is really good.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't played Black Flag in ages. I'm just gonna wait until that reboot comes out, the remaster in a couple of weeks. But
That's
yeah.
the one I'm not playing. I'm not actually playing Black Flag. That's the one I've
Hmm.
decided not to play through for just
Okay.
that reason.
Okay, yeah. I can't remember the ship combat too much in the other ones. I just really remember Black Flag because I think Odyssey had it. I think Origins had it.
But it's an
Did
afterthought. It did.
Valhalla have it? Kind of.
Yeah, they had the river
Yeah.
ship combat there in your
Yeah.
longboat.
Yeah.
Only Black Flag and Rogue made it like central to the game because
Mm.
Rogue is basically Black Flag 2.0.
Yeah, well, you're playing as a Templar in that one, right?
Eventually you are.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing about that game. They sell it like, yeah, you're playing a Templar after like 6 hours of being an assassin and an extra 3 hours of being nothing. The Assassin's Creed games have real fucking pacing problems is all I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
It takes them forever to get to the good stuff. If I worked at that company, I'd be like, hey, get to the good stuff, stupid. Keep it simple. What's with all this waiting? But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Should we get to the news then, Matt? We actually have a fairly decent smattering of stories and some new stuff you reminded me of before we even started.
Yes, let's.
All right. So first things first, hey, we got what I can only assume will be our final Spider-Man brand new day trailer. And man, pretty crazy stuff. They really ended up showing a lot of things that I did not think they would actually show. And what they did show recontextualized my own personal theories going into the movie.
Yes, they showed a bit too much, I think. I know they're trying to sell the film, but this is kind of a Sony staple at this point where they kind of dump the entire movie in the trailer and you leave really nothing to like a surprise in the theater. So we got to see Hulk, Punisher, all these villains. We still don't know who Sadie Sink is playing, though. It's fairly obvious she's Jean Grey.
Everyone keeps saying that, but I don't know. Do you really think they would introduce Jean Grey, A, this early before an X-Men movie, and B, straight up have her be a villain?
I think, I'd say I don't think she's a villain. I think the trailers are painting her in that way to make it seem like, and that's going to be the twist, because like that the DOD, or the Department of Damage Control is after her, and it's being run by that Bill Metzinger guy who's the anti-mutant guy. So like. I think it's there, and I think it's going to be like one of those cases where, oh, she's not an evil person. She was, framed or made to seem evil. And I think they definitely want to introduce them like really slowly. Like they're not just going to just dump us into an X-Men movie. I think it's going to be, we're going to see Jean here. Maybe we'll see, and I don't know, Cyclops somewhere else,
Right.
Yeah.
My money is still on her being the Spider Queen, because we see the big, energy radiate from an island prison. And I'm like, okay, this totally reads like Spider Island, and having the Spider Queen tying to Spider-Man's own story of his genetics getting out of whack would only make sense. Again, I wouldn't be mad if it ended up being Jean, but I'm still not totally sure yet. I think they want you to think it's Jean is what I think they're trying to do. Yeah,
I could definitely see that. That would be pretty cool if that was the twist there, where it's not Jean, or like maybe like there is hints that like maybe she was meant to be Jean or something, and they changed it or something. Yeah.
She definitely, this trailer definitely looks to paint her as the main villain, because for so long I assumed, oh no, Sadie Sink's character is, has been taken captive by the mysterious hooded individual, but in this it's like, nope, that's definitely her in the hood. We see her from the front in this one, but then again, we're also dealing with a villain who can jump bodies, so maybe not, I don't know. Yeah,
it's very strange, because all the trailers have been like, well, who is the actual main villain in this? And even this trailer is like,
we don't know.
Who's the main villain? Because, we see all these different, we see the Hand, we see Hulk, we see this character, Jean Grey character, whoever she is, and all these different threats. So like, is there a main villain?
There might not be. This might be one of those things where it's just a lot of problems coming at once. The theory too, I was very much into like, no, it's Keith David. Keith David's going to show up and he's going to be Dr. Miles Warren, and that's going to be the thing. Apparently, and again, this might also just be a rumor. This could be wrong, where it's like, no, Keith David doesn't actually show up in the movie physically. His voice is part of like a Spider documentary that Peter watches and refers back to.
Yeah, it's heard throughout the movie in reference to both Spiders and then obviously Peter and what he's going through as well. Which I think that's kind of cool. I like that idea. Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be in the movie, but seriously, every movie is made like, 15% better by having Keith David.
Yeah, he's just so good. He's got that really nice velvety voice. Yeah.
He does. He can sing, he can dance, he can do comedy. He's in like his late 70s, early 80s, and he hasn't aged a fucking day.
I know. He's so fucking good. He's so fucking good.
He really, really is. The chat saying, what if Keith David is Ezekiel? That would be insane.
I don't think he could do like the physical aspect of Ezekiel.
No.
But that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool
if he did the voice there. Because obviously Spider-Man's transformation in the movie, it's like, oh, well, they're doing Man-Spider. He's totally going to mutate into the Man-Spider by the time this is all said and done, right? Other people being like, no, maybe he goes into the cocoon. Maybe we're doing an other type story. Maybe we're doing something like that. I don't know, man.
Maybe it's going to be a mix, because I have a feeling they won't let him become Man-Spider, because for some reason they'll feel like that's going to scare children or something, because it's gross. But I'm
Hulk
like,
is fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hulk is just like a big man who is green, whereas Man-Spider is literally like a fucking David Cronenberg fucking monster.
True enough. True enough. And also, even Hulk at his biggest and scariest is still lovable, because he's the Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that why Hulk has always been so successful, even when he's big, angry, and savage? It's like, oh, Hulk.
Oh, I could never be mad at you, Hulk.
No, you really can't. Oh, you're so unglamorous. You're the ever-loving Hulk. You can smash whatever you want. And there's definitely moments, even in that Norton movie, where they like tried to make him a little bit more scary in his transformation, where his face did look a lot more monstrous.
Yeah, and just like the way he would act in that movie and everything, it felt like his first transformation is very like a monster movie where it's all shadows and everything. Yeah.
And then they kind of reel it back a little in the next one.
Yeah.
Brando Williams helping us out in the chat there. Who do you think would make a better leader of the X-Men, Wolverine or Cyclops? God damn, I hope they pick Cyclops for this next cycle of movies, because we already had a cycle of movies that was way too goddamn obsessed with Wolverine. Can we please do something different?
I think they will. I think that Cyclops has been kind of going on like I wouldn't say a redemption arc, but for better lack of a word, a redemption arc with X-Men 97, you know, showing this like, oh, he's actually a really cool character. He's going to be getting something. Yeah, Rivals. He's going to be getting something in Avengers Doomsday as well. So like, I think he's back on the up and up, and hopefully they do make him the leader of the X-Men, as well as it's like with Wolverine, it kind of falls into the same territory as Batman, where it's like, well, I don't really think he should be part of the Justice League or the X-Men. I think maybe a little later on to begin with. Yeah, he shouldn't be a founding member. He should be like, you know, second generation team or something.
It's also like, if you play your cards right here, guys, you could have two dueling franchises. You can have the X-Men franchise and you could have a Wolverine franchise.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just draw from one of the various solo series that Wolverine has had. Right. Yeah.
It's very simple. You do your X-Men movie, call it, I don't know, X-Men The New Class, The New Batch, I don't know. And then Wolverine, call it Wolverine Weapon X, and then it's literally just the Barry Windsor goddamn Weapon X series.
Exactly. But
it's just Marvel Presents.
They're going to have so much trouble just because those Fox movies made it seem like the entire universe is based around Wolverine. And like, you know, he was the creator of the X-Men and all the, you know, all that bullshit. Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, there's plenty of bad X-Men comic stories that also make it seem like Wolverine is the most important person in the center of the universe.
Yeah, but as well, some of them also, most of them also came after those successful movies where he was important.
This is true. The Wolverine riding.
Yeah.
the Wolverine meat riding without a license must be stopped. Look, he can be important, he can be cool, but he does not have to be the be-all, end-all. You literally have an entire deep toy chest of some of the best, most exciting, most colorful characters out there. Pick any of them to shine, please. That'd be nice, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Spider-Man looks cool, and just as well, like the visuals as well, like it looks like an actual movie. It doesn't have like people, I saw people, I mean, because it's Spider-Man and Spider-Man fans complain about everything, but I saw them complaining that like the suit actually looks practical. It looks like something something like a kid would have made in his like fucking shitty apartment. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point. That's the point.
Yes, I read that very same viral tweet where it's like, oh my God, these movies are such a step down. This costume looks so homemade, because it is, because Spider-Man has no money.
Yeah, it looks great. I like that you can tell where there's like a practical effect. Did you know apparently Jackie Chan's stunt team worked on the film?
No shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, so like all the in-camera stunts are all done by his stunt team, which is great, which is the exact energy Spider-Man needs, that early Jackie Chan Armor of God era Jackie Chan movie.
Yes, 100%. I'm a total badass, but I'm also Buster Keaton. I'm also like a silent film star doing, you know, it's a dance as much as it's combat, and it's badass, but it's also kind of funny and kind of playful.
Yeah, exactly what Spider-Man needs to be.
Very much so. I mean, you even kind of see it in the fight there with Scorpion, where the trailer opens.
Yeah, and then the end where he's like stretching and then he takes out those guys. That's funny. That's great.
And then he proceeds to beat the fucking tar off goddamn Scorpion. And I'm like, yes, this is a Spider-Man. This is what you see in the comics. Okay, you had me on the ropes for a little bit. Okay, now it's time to kick your ass.
Yeah, it's great.
And them even kind of acknowledging that Tom Holland's getting a little older. He's like, oh, sorry, gotta stretch. I'm not in high school anymore. Yeah, finally you're not. I love that. I love it. It's like, oh, I got bills. My body hurts. I got problems on all sides. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. And we'll be coming sooner than we think.
Yeah, like a month from today, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, we got Supergirl this coming week, and we got Spider-Man at the end of next month.
Yeah.
And we'll have plenty of Spider-Man comics to tide us over. In fact, I have two new Spider-Man comics to talk about in the What We Read This Week segment.
Oh, no.
Yeah. They were both actually kind of okay. Not spectacular, but pretty okay. Moving on from Spider-Man to Batman. Hey, we got our first look at Absolute Batgirl's costume for the
Yeah.
brand new universe. And while I feel some people were kind of cold on this one, I'm like, nah, this is another W, guys. This is another
Yeah.
win. This looks awesome.
This is great because every part of that costume has been set up in Absolute Batman.
Yes.
She's got the mask from Absolute Batman at the start of the Poison Ivy era, back when she saved him from the cops and everything. And then she got the gun from Bruce, which is the same gun that Alfred had that he de-weaponized and made to fire batarangs. Yep. She's wearing her father's coat, which is cool.
My favorite.
Yeah.
Fucking love that to death. Where it's like, they've never quite found a way to do that, to have a Bat family member substitute a trench coat for a cape. Oh, they did it and it works and it fits the character.
Yeah, it looks fucking great.
I love that they worked in Batgirl's classic gold and purple, and now that she's actually spray painted her logo on her chest.
Yeah, and she's wearing and the armor is actually like a tank top sort of thing.
Yes,
because of course Barbara Gordon in this universe is also jacked as fuck.
Naturally. I love how they ultimately revealed that every time we've seen Barbara Gordon up to this point, she's been wearing like her frumpy cop coat. Then the second we see her at her dad's funeral, it's like, oh, she's fucking ripped too.
Yeah, she got the guns out, yeah.
I'm just assuming everyone in this universe is ripped to the fucking gills and absolutely shredded until proven otherwise. Hey, has Agent Alfred taken his shirt off yet? Maybe he's also fucking yoked.
Oh, yeah, he will be, yeah.
Absolutely, when that happens. Just old and British and fucking, ripped to hell. Oh, yeah, the chat saying 666 Damian Wayne Batman had a trench coat for a cape. Yes, he did. I don't know if that worked. I thought that was a little edgy try hard on him, but on Barbara, it's like, oh, there's a story here that works really well. Like, I am becoming Batman to honor the memory of my father. I am carrying him with me. And hey, did you see her shadow with all of that stuff together makes a literal shadow of the bat?
Yes, it looks such a cool design.
It also beautifully ties into the idea, too, where it's like, hey, Batman, in this universe, your existence was a joke on your mother, but you have grown so far out of control now. This joke that Jack Grimm was doing to pass the time is now literally inspiring other people.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we talk about Absolute Batman this week. But yeah, I just love the idea that, it's getting out of hand now. He's starting to inspire people.
Yeah, oh shit, this is not what I wanted. Saying, oh yeah, Hal also had a trench coat for a bit too. Yes, he did, the trench coated Green Lantern, but he doesn't normally wear a cape, so that wasn't special for him. It's only when you have a trench coat standing in for a cape is it special. Now, speaking of art, moving on from there, hey, we got the full reveal of the Marvel Midnight covers. And actually, they did something kind of interesting where it's like, hey, those first covers we showed you with the titles, they were actually hiding the full art that we have now fully revealed.
There were the acetate covers where it's like a thin bit of plastic over the actual cover. And we saw the full reveal, and all of this art made me realize it's like, oh yeah, this is just Absolute. This is just the Absolute again.
I mean, like, yeah, they look good, but like none of these are like changing the opinion I already had on these. You guys are going to be having to fight really, really hard and have to make some really big creative swings here to change my opinion, to think that this is anything but just like, oh, well, we can do Absolute too. We can be scary and weird and off the cuff and adult too. The
thing that really made me think that was the Fantastic Four cover, where it's like, here's Reed Richards, and you guys like that really big Batman in Absolute Batman. Well, Reed Richards in this universe is massive as well.
And everyone's scraggly and got beards.
Yeah.
And here's the Spider-Man one, but it's like a real spider on his chest, and it's like really gross body horror. And here's the X-Men one, and it's Storm, who's basically like, what's that poster? It almost looks like the poster for the original Fright Night.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's literally the original poster. Yeah.
Yeah, with the big ghost head and everything on it. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I guess that was vampires, and this is going to be vampires too. Yeah, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like interested to see what this is, but like at the same time, it's just like where's that hook? Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the thing where it's like these all feel like things I've seen before, even if they're not particularly bad things. It's just like, okay, but what makes this more meaningfully different than like those Darkhold stories or like anything else you've done for Halloween?
Yeah, did you also see that they delayed these books so they could all be released on the same day, and these are the only 3 Marvel books that are going to be released on that week.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That
Yes.
that
So they
that
want all eyes on this.
that like okay, I mean that's definitely one way to get all eyes on them, but if you're going to do that, if you're going to shut off all the other comics that everyone else is reading from your company, then they better be fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if they're anything less than fucking transcendent, people are going to turn on this in no time.
It does feel very reactionary to the Ultimates being cancelled, because I know that at the same when that was announced, they did an interview. I want to say it was Philip Kennedy Johnson, because he's writing one of the books. I think he's writing the Fantastic Four one, where he said that like this universe is like here to stay, and it's like they've got ideas for a very long time, and that felt like something that they had to have said to like be like to assure people that like, oh, we're not going to cancel this after 12 issues or anything. This is sticking around, even though who knows, they probably might.
Yeah, lots of people have said that before, that it's here to stay, and that it wasn't. I mean, everyone thought Heroes Reborn was here to stay until it wasn't.
Heroes Reborn, the Ultimates, Imperial, all cancelled, while they were still going as well.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I think Imperial, we're still living in the post-Imperial. It's just a lot of those books didn't make it.
No.
And we'll talk about another Hickman thing, too, later when we talk about books we read this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that. Moving on there to some more X-Men news. Wolverine Paradise, a new 5-issue miniseries by Panosian. I believe that's how you pronounce
Dan
their
Panosian,
name. Yeah, Dan Panosian there. Hey, what if Logan went to Miami, Matt? That'd be fun. I'm sure he'd get a suntan. He'd do a bunch of cocaine.
People like Miami now because GTA 6 is going to be in Miami. So, strike him while the iron is hot.
Returning to Vice City there. This also begs a lot of questions as I thought about this. Hey, Wolverine with his amazing healing factor, does he get a sunburn, or does he just heal from it really quickly? Could he ever get a tan? How's that work?
I want Dan to put that to the test in this book, and
he should.
Like he just goes to the beach and just like lays there for like an entire day, and like for like an entire issue he's like fighting whoever he's fighting, but he's like really red and like sore.
The whole time.
He's like, ow.
Look, I'm just saying, as a pasty Canadian myself, I went to Florida one time and I burnt up like a goddamn lobster in no time. That sun is no fucking joke. Seriously, there's some pictures of my entire family, and we are like cherry red tomatoes. We are so fucking beet red. We were not ready for the Florida sun, and we paid for it.
I only burn on the back of my neck. I don't burn on my arms or anything. I just the back of my neck.
I think I have only gotten worse too, because obviously I work shackled to a fucking desk, and this has been one of the rainiest summers in Canadian history. So I'm basically translucent right now, and it's almost the end of June.
Yeah.
I truly wonder, I'm like, am I going to get any sun this summer? Maybe not. Who knows? Fuck it. Let's just keep rocking with it. Let's just keep rolling with it. Also, too, talking about, Miami, we know that Wolverine can drink a ton of booze and never actually get drunk because of his healing factor. But what about Miami's favorite export, cocaine? How much cocaine would he need to do? That's
what the book needs to be. It needs to be him
right.
basically doing it, like stumbling into like a Miami Vice episode where, he's got to track the cigarette boats that are coming up from fucking Cuba or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about that. Literally, it's Wolverine versus the Florida Man. Who will survive?
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, Wolverine, he is from Alberta, and Alberta is basically the Florida of Canada anyway, so it's pretty close.
He's just a Florida man, but from the north, yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm Northern Florida man. I've got moose, you've got crocodiles. Let's wrestle. Did you ever watch that HBO show Florida Man, which was a bunch of comedians recreating famous Florida stories?
Oh, really?
Yes, it was pretty good. I think it ran for like 2 seasons. They had some pretty good comedians in there. A couple of the stories, I'm like, no, wait, I've actually heard about this one. No, I actually read this one when this was new. Because for those of you who don't know, the reason that you know all these crazy Florida man stories is because in Florida, they have this thing called the Sunshine Law, which basically means that, newspapers are free to write about fucking anything and everything, and they don't have to protect anyone's identity. So there's like a great one there where it's like, one guy tried to burn down his lover's trailer using spaghetti sauce.
What the fuck?
He was also in an animal onesie at the time. Oh, and he also stole his air conditioner. It's a whole thing. Don't worry though, because a lot of these Florida man stories actually end up having happy endings, which is the surprising thing, because they come back to these stories years later and check in with these people, and normally they're in better places than they were before.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It is. I'm like, thank you, Florida Man by HBO. This would be really depressing if you did it any other way. But yeah, so that's Wolverine Paradise. Might be good, might be not. I'm having a hard time picking up X-Men books. I really am.
Yeah, I was like looking at like what's coming out in the next couple of weeks, and like I'm like shocked at like what X-Men books are going on at the moment. There's like a Dawn Star one going on. I'm like, okay, really? like that's cool. And yeah, that was exactly my, like, really? It's on like issue 4. I'm like, someone's buying a Dawn Star book? Really?
Good for them, I guess. Yeah. And I know like a bunch are getting canceled and creative teams are moving. Like I think the Storm book just got canceled after they like changed writers midstream, and people were really pissed off about that.
Yeah, and that one went for a while.
It did. Yeah, the Storm had a couple long-standing runs in the Krakoa age, and then just to be like, yeah, okay, we're done with Storm now. I'm like, that seems disappointing. Seems like you should probably have better creative for her.
Yeah. It feels like I've said before, it feels like they're in that holding pattern until the MCU sorts itself out, and
tells
then once
them what to do.
Once that's done, they'll be like, okay, we have now got a direction.
It will be back to basics. It will be back to the mansion, back to the core members who will undoubtedly return to their old costumes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, as Mike in the chat is saying, yeah, the Storm book was supposed to be an ongoing, then got cut into a mini series out of the blue for like no reason, and the writer was very publicly unhappy about it, as I fucking would be too.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that near the end, but there's a lot of creative fuckery happening at Marvel at the moment that's having people raise an eyebrow where it's like, oh, I thought it was just your creative that was the problem, but now it's looking like, the actual like executive level has some fucking holes that need to be patched too.
Yeah, there's a lot going on that's making me question what is happening over there at the moment.
Right. And you can contrast and compare that with what DC's doing with Next Level, where it feels like they're taking a goddamn victory lap, where it's like, hey, Legion of Superheroes by Joshua Williamson and Doom Patrol by Darcy Van Polgus. How about that?
Yeah. They're announcing great books. All the books seem to be doing very well. A fucking Firestorm book is getting 2nd and 3rd printings.
Right. Yeah.
A Firestorm book.
And I mean, a lot of that has to do with the writer being great. But yeah, seriously, the fact that people, the children hunger for Firestorm, Matt, they have always hungered for the Nuclear Man, see.
They hunger for Firestorm existential crises, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. Do you really love Firestorm, or do you just love existential crisis? Can't I love both? Don't make me choose. It's the peanut butter and jelly, really. But yeah, they're taking another stab at Legion of Superheroes with Joshua Williamson at the helm, which means, hey, this one might actually sell and might be a big deal.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. He's been hinting at it through DCKO and like what he's been doing in Superman with the Legion and how he's been setting them up and everything. He has mentioned, I think people assumed that Superboy Prime would be heading to the Legion. No, that's not happening. He's got other things in store for Superboy Prime.
Very interesting. I know I have had the hardest time getting into Legion of Superheroes, where I'm like, oh, it's DC Superheroes. And it's also Star Trek, and it's also the future. I'm like, okay, you've piled so many levels of nerdity onto this. I want to kick my own ass and give myself a wedgie for reading this.
And every run also has that thing where it's like, okay, we're in the future now, but we also have to set up like what led to this future. So there's like the Great Disaster and darkness and like all of that baggage that kind of sets everything up here that you get every now and then.
Indeed. And like X-Men too, it's like, and there's 100 characters and everyone has
Yep.
their most favoritist one.
Yep.
That's a lot, guys. That's a lot. I can see why this has only ever been popular in spurts and starts, but also lots of ideas from it end up being used elsewhere and inspiring shit like The Great Darkness, like Superboy going to the future. So like, don't get me wrong. I very much respect the Legion's place in the universe, even if I have had a hard time getting into it. Maybe this will be the one though. Maybe this will be the one to break that.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. It's a great creative team. Joshua Williamson writing, Hayden Sherman on art, fresh from absolute Wonder Woman. So it's gonna look. It's the art we've seen so far looks fucking amazing.
It does look really good. In fact, hey, that Doom Patrol book has good looking art too. It looks like they're doing like a post-apocalyptic Doom Patrol. Yeah,
it sounds like it's the Doom Patrol who's kind of doing sort of like a Heroes for Hire sort of thing. Where they're like, they don't have money, so they're like, we'll hire ourselves out. Yeah.
Yeah, works for me. That's the hardest thing about Doom Patrol. It's like they're heroes, but they're not really heroes. They're only heroes in the sense in that they are superpowered individuals who live in a hero universe. They don't technically fight crime. They deal with weirdness that just comes their way.
Yeah.
It's hard to make that team proactive and get them out of Doom Manor, but it looks like they have tried to find a reason to get them the fuck out of Doom Manor.
Yeah.
And that's another one like Firestorm where it's like, no, the people long for Doom Patrol. They love the Robot Man. You just need to remind them why they love the Robot Man. And this isn't even all the DC Next Level books either. We're still getting a Demon book and we're still getting a fucking Jonah Hex book as well.
We're getting a Shadow of the Bat book as well, which everyone theorizes Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez are on.
Yes, I've heard that rumor too, which I'm like, well, Dennis Camp can do no fucking wrong in my eyes right now. And he's official for DC now. They locked him down, didn't they, to an exclusive contract?
They did. Again, we'll probably talk about it later, but it's like another fumble from Marvel. Just letting this guy who's shepherding this universe that you created in and doing really well at it and all this, just letting him go.
Every so often there comes around a guy in comics. It's usually a guy. It's a shame it's never a woman, but it's usually always a guy where it's like, okay, we are going to put the entire universe and the entire company on your back for the next couple of years. They did it with Jeff Johns. They did it with Bendis. They did it with Scott Snyder. What is it? They're doing it with Chip Zdarsky right now over at Marvel. And Camp is one of those guys where it's like, yo, you could have put the company on his back and he probably would have given you some really good shit. And now he's going to work for the other guys.
Yeah, after having a very successful Martian Manhunter run, and he's doing some of the Vertigo stuff at the moment. So,
true.
Yeah, and they're letting him just do all of this stuff. So, and yeah.
Maybe that's exactly why they got him, where it's like, look, dude, you made people give a shit about Martian Manhunter and buy a Martian Manhunter book. We really want to nail you down to a solid contract as soon as possible. Look, if you could do that with Martian Manhunter, what if we gave you a Batman book? What could you do with this Batman?
Yeah. I'm wondering like what that book will be. It's a Shadow of the Bat. I have to imagine it's going to be not, I don't think it's going to be Bruce. I think it's going to be something like Azrael or something.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, that's the fun thing about Shadow of the Bat. It can be anything. Could be about any of those things. Could be about nothing. Could be a crazy mind bender that Dennis Camp is also quite good at.
Yeah, who knows?
Tevye, is Marvel Comics so incompetent they don't care? That's an oddly weirded question. Are they so incompetent that they don't care, or do they not care because they're incompetent? Not to be a grammar Nazi on that one, but like we said, I don't know. There's a lot of problems. We thought the problems were creative, but now it actually seems like it might actually be going on at the executive level. But we'll talk about that more right now, actually, because there's actually quite a few stories that have all been bubbling up this week where it's like, okay, this is starting to be the death of a million cuts over here. You brought up this whole Spider-Man cover controversy that I only caught the tail end of it before we started recording.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid. So Amazing Spider-Man 1000 is coming out very soon, and the main cover was going to be done by John Romita Jr., as it should be, as it fucking should be. And
legendary artist.
Of course, Spider-Man fans who never complain about anything. I think it was also, I think it was more fucking TikTok TikTok, the fucking
That's where I saw it.
cancer fucking platform.
Not only did I see it on there, but I saw people, what is it, taking credit and glee for getting it pulled, in fact.
Yeah, they were fucking bitching and moaning about this cover, and it's a completely fine cover, but because it's, you know, Spider-Man, that, you know, they're fans, and then the TikTok fans and all that shit, that they pulled the cover, and I think they are going with the other cover, which I think might have been a Pepe Larraz cover. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the cover and I'm like, yeah, this is about what I think for John Romita Jr. at this point in his career. But look, the dude's very important to the history of Spider-Man, and, you know, I mean, his family, in fact, is very important to the history of Spider-Man. I can see why they would want to go with this one. But yeah, this was people making a mountain out of a molehill, and also it's like, have you read the fucking book, guys? The cover is not the least of the fucking problem. Look, I can basically I can rub my crystal ball. I can see into the future. Issue number 1000 of Amazing Spider-Man comes out. People are disappointed. Oh, how about that? Because Spider-Man has been disappointing for like the last 3 runs. So I mean, what the fuck do you want?
Yeah, it was just like, it's like, what the fuck is going on here? Like just leave it. It's fine. It's fine. And yeah, as you said, that's like the least of their problems right now, because as well, earlier on in the week, Greg Capullo, the famed Batman, Wolverine artist, the Spawn artist, he brought to everyone's attention that one of his friends, Jonathan Glapion, who's an artist and a colorist and a inker, he apparently didn't get paid for some fucking art he did for Marvel. And they didn't mention Marvel, but it was very clearly he's talking about Marvel, because he mentions the big 2 and mentions that it wasn't DC. So, you know.
Oh, that's fucked. That's fucked. Pay your people. You got to pay your fucking people.
Fucking pay them. They're the reason why you have money.
Yeah, no way around that. You have to pay your fucking people, and that stings extra hard in an era where we're seeing these companies playing footsie with fucking generative AI and everything. Like, how little can we pay our artists? And like, I wish we could get rid of these goddamn artists. Right? That stings extra hard. Yeah,
it's fucked. And yeah, I don't know if I haven't heard anything else about this. I just know it like blew up, and I'm sure Marvel are scrambling to try and quiet it somehow. I don't know how. Just, you know, pay the guy, maybe.
Yes, pay the man what he is owed, for fuck's sake.
What's worse as well is Jonathan actually said he also handed in all of the work before the deadline. So he's like like a good, you know, artist and inker. He does his work, and apparently, didn't get paid for it.
Oh, that sucks. That really fucking sucks. Fucked. And yes, I know these companies are set in their way, and yes, I know there is, like, you know, long periods of time there where they would have to chase artists, and it would be like a dick measuring contest for everything. But like that shouldn't be the case anymore. We should be past that.
Yeah.
And that's also a problem too, where it's like, guys, this is going on at the executive level here. You are having executive level problems that are, you know, fucking up everything else.
Yeah, it's fucked. It's 2026. All this stuff should be been sorted fucking years ago.
Yes, and the chat saying too, Dustin Negan called out Marvel about the very same thing years ago, apparently. So this is like an ongoing problem.
It's not a new thing. Yeah.
And those poor artists, because they're really trapped in an unwinnable position, because it's like, well, you can complain about it now, but if you do as a fresh young artist, A, nobody will listen to you, and B, they probably will never hire you again and probably blackball you from the industry.
Yeah, you'll be blacklisted, yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Yep.
But yeah, so a lot of things all coming together to just be like, wow, you guys had a really bad week, didn't you?
Yeah, it's not been looking too good for them.
Yeah, clean up your fucking act, guys.
Yeah.
For real and for serious. All right, we want to talk about what we read this week, Matt. I didn't actually read that much. I think I only read like a handful.
Yeah, I read a bit. Yeah.
All right, where would we like to begin? I mean, I guess we already kind of talked about Absolute Batman, so I guess we'll start there. Yeah, but yeah, Absolute Batman. We see Absolute Batman fighting the Mech Robins, and I love the idea going in that both groups completely misread the other one, so they both ended up getting really fucking surprised.
Yeah, yeah, I quite liked it. I love that straight away we learned that like Dick, who's like sort of the central of these Robins, quickly finds out that like, oh, these Robins aren't the answer to like what I've been looking for, which is to take down the Batman, because they just do as much damage and destruction as Batman does.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite interesting. They also do a really good job getting all the characters' personalities out in a short amount of time there, where Dick is the level-headed leader of the group. He wants to try and, cut down on civilian casualties. Jason is, of course, shoot first, ask questions never.
Yep, literally, he wants that street justice.
He really does, and he is not shy about saying it to anyone who will listen.
No.
Yeah, this guy's has a problem. And then you're like, well, Dick is the nice one. Does that mean that, he could potentially be turned against Jack Grimm? But then you see him later at Gordon's funeral, and it's like, nope, he's drank the Kool-Aid. He's completely lost in the sauce too. He just doesn't know how lost he is.
Yeah, it's gonna come. I think it still could come to that point where he does have that realization where it's like, oh, this is actually fucked.
And how cool is it to have Barbara being like, hey, I fucking hate all you Robins.
yeah, you fucking bootlickers, yeah.
Yeah, you goddamn junior fascists here showing up at my father's funeral.
Yeah, trying to use his death as like a scapegoat for like your destruction and what you're doing in our city.
Yeah, don't make me bounce you out of here myself. And then you juxtapose that meeting with the Crime Alley crew, Batman's friends growing up, and like, oh, we're all sick, gross monsters now. But then to have Killer Croc of all people to be like, yeah, but we don't have to be, though. We could live up to Gordon's example. We could try and do good. We could try and be like Batman. We could be heroes. And I'm like, holy shit, is this a world where literally the Robins are bad guys, but these villains are good? Are they going to be Batman's support network to help him fight this, bigger group?
I fucking hope they are, because it's such a cool role for them, especially Killer Croc, who is like the grounding rod for like just this group, and Bruce. He's the one who's like telling them, no, we do not have to be these monsters that Bane and Jack Grimm created. We can be like people. We can be ourselves. Like there's that great line from Penguin where he says that like, oh, like we're not those people anymore. They're dead. We're the Penguin. We're the Riddler. We're the Two-Face. You're the Killer Croc. That's who we are.
It's a beautiful middle finger to the idea of fate too, where it's like, look, in a universe that is evil down to the atomic level, where Batman's entire existence is a joke, how do you fight back against that? Don't be what they made you.
Yeah, be something else.
Yeah, we don't have to be what they make us. And I'm like, wow, that's actually a really subtly powerful message, isn't it?
It's great. It's fantastic.
Especially for something like Batman, where, people always share the same bad reading of it, where it's like, oh, Batman's just a rich guy who beats up the mentally ill and the deformed. Well, to have this universe to be like, no, the mentally deformed and the ill are actually Batman's friends. They grew up with him and they are inspired by him to, try and do better.
Yeah, and it's also like continued with like the story of like Jim Gordon and his relationship with Bruce. We get that cool flashback where they even talk about where like Jim feels he owes the Waynes a debt because
they saved me.
He's in the same situation Bruce is in now, where he's in his own head and realizing that like maybe his life isn't what he thought it was and everything. And yeah, the Waynes saved him, so now he wants to save Bruce.
Which feels like there's a lot more story behind that too, where I'm like, oh, I hope we get to see that. Yeah, how did the Wayne save you, Gordon? What trouble were you in at that point?
Yeah. I saw a really it goes without saying, but I saw a really dog shit take on Twitter where it's like people were complaining that the book 21 issues in still has flashbacks to stuff like this. I'm like, no, this is good stuff. This is character development. This is building off things we're going to see eventually and setting things up. And it's really great stuff to have a character who is now dead in the canon still have an effect on these
live
characters.
On in memory.
Yeah.
This is also how you get around having to do like an origin story that we've seen a billion times before.
Exactly. Yeah, we can just get on with it.
And again, the fact that they build off stuff we've seen before, where it's like, oh, so Bruce had a whole like side era there where he worked as muscle for the Falcones and hung out outside what is clearly the Sopranos pork store in New Jersey. I loved that.
He was Falcone's Batman.
Yeah, he was Falcone's Batman. Oh, that's interesting. And it's like, oh, and he stayed, even though, he had the money paid off because he wanted to be loyal to his friends and, loyal to the people who are propping him up. And also, on some level, too, yeah, I need to learn how crime works and how the underworld works so that I can start dismantling it when I become Batman. Which is such a beautiful idea where it's like, yeah, Batman would need to learn that shit. He would need a first class, goddamn education in how crime actually works.
Yeah.
He who slays monsters and all that stuff. And then the big thing there at the end is after 21 issues, Jack Grimm finally makes himself known to Batman. And I love, there's no fanfare, there's no big build up to it. He just shows up at work.
Yeah, he just shows up because he is an investor who Bruce's company was building the building for Jack Grimm, which is just so fucking funny.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't escape me. Like, I am Gotham City everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And that they have this big thing where Bruce is like, oh, I'm going to fucking kill you. You ruined my life. And that we kind of have like both great sides of the Joker in this situation where it's like, no, you don't understand, Bruce. You started as a joke. You started as a little side project, but I've come to love you so much. You complete me. You're the only thing that gives my life meaning. And I'm like, wow, that's a really interesting take on the Joker. Because yeah, in this world, he is like the top of the top. He has everything anyone could ever possibly want.
He would be bored.
I'm sure.
He would be bored.
Yeah, he's basically a god walking amongst the earth. And yeah, I'm sure he was bored as fuck until Batman came along. And that's why he keeps watching him on the TV where it's like, oh, something interesting, something I can't set my watch to, something I've never seen before. It's
also a really interesting take on that dynamic that Scott Snyder has written before, which is that Batman and Joker both need each other. It's like a symbiotic relationship. And it's a neat way to bring that in, but not having it be like what he wrote before in the New 52.
Yes, so much of Absolute Batman is just, all right, take two on ideas from New 52 Batman.
Yeah.
And I love it for that. And I love where it's like, oh, so Joker can like werewolf in and out of his monster form when he wants to.
Yeah.
That's pretty important. And that Bruce is just left there like, Jesus fucking Christ, did that actually just happen? Great stuff. Loved it.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Absolute Green Arrow as well?
Yes. Another kind of unsung hero. The fact that this kind of came out the same week as Absolute Batman. I feel this one got drowned out in the conversation, which is a shame because this is another really great issue that takes a lot of beloved Green Arrow characters into whole new exciting directions.
And in some cases, in some kind of prematurely, but in like a good way.
Ooh, I have a theory about that when we get there.
I have a little bit of a theory too.
I have a couple theories, actually, which is what I love about Green Arrow. It is a hardcore mystery book.
It's a mystery.
It is a whodunit.
It's a murder mystery, yeah.
It's a whodunit. We got clues. We got everything. This issue is about, Black Canary going to meet Mir Dearden to try and figure out, like, hey, according to phone records, you talked to Ollie before his death. You were one of his proteges. What's going on with you? And as we learn, hey, she apparently was like an online rabble rouser. She was one of those people who get hired at a tech company by talking shit about said tech company.
Yeah, and Oliver ends up hiring her for his company.
Yes, love it, to try and make it better, which there are stories of that actually happening if you're like a good enough coder and everything. And because, hey, she's this, wonderkind who's only 16 when she got hired, she was actually the one to first blow the whistle on Jubal Slade being a fucking Epstein-y creeper.
Yeah, she found out and gave Oliver an ultimatum. Either he fires Jubal or she quits. And I'm of two minds about Oliver here, because on one point it's like, yeah, surely like he would have known what Jubal was up to. But then they build up that really cool thing where it's like he can't ever see Jubal as nothing but the underdog, the guy he knew in college. Yes. And that's someone Oliver will always back because he likes that. But I also like the idea that maybe this, because we learned throughout this issue, maybe Oliver wasn't that much of a good guy after all, or maybe like he was into some shady shit, and maybe he was like looking the other way because he knew getting this company off the ground was more important because it would lead to him doing things down the line which would help people.
The ends justifies the mean. Yes, this book it does some very fascinating stuff where it's like, hey, let us take a very serious, very critical look at rich white dudes in the tech
Mhm.
industry. And even the ones who, seem to be good, from the outside looking in, they don't always do the right thing. They have their own blinders, they have their own
Yep.
implicit biases and
Yep.
everything. And I'm like, oh, what an interesting take for Oliver Queen Green Arrow, where it's like we
Mm.
remember, his memory hangs over this series, but at the same time, it's like, no, he was an imperfect, flawed person in the absolute universe, and now he's gone, and now we have to dig through the rubble of it all.
Yeah, yeah, they have to find all the skeletons in his closet, almost literally, because he had
Very
a dead child in his weird bunker thing, which
bunker, yeah.
hasn't been explained yet.
No, no, though I'm sure it will. And Mia and Black Canary get like a cool little MMA fight there where they keep
Yeah.
trying to get inside each other's head. And Mia, we find out politically, was very close to Ollie and his leftism. Yep. And Black Canary decides to get into her head by basically going full fucking X.com, being like, you're a goddamn champagne socialist. You're an armchair activist. No, I'm not.
There's a really cool line there where they start talking about the billionaires and like Hector Hammond and all that, and there's one panel there where like Malcolm kind of perks up and tries to like reframe the comment. It's like, hey, we're not talking about him, we're talking about this killer. And it made me like think about like, because his character in this book is kind of a nothing character. But I think that's the point. I think that's the point with Malcolm, that he's like a nothing character, because he's the yes man for a billionaire who's working for him 24/7. So he has no time for his own personal growth. And I imagine he's seen some terrible shit. So like that kind of like stops you from being like a person where you're just kind of like a husk because you work for a billionaire sex weirdo.
Yeah, he's also not around for the big thing at the end,
No.
which is interesting. I'm working on a theory. I'm working on a couple theories, but here's my first one. My personal theory is I'm like, oh, what if Green Arrow, who is already being adopted in this universe as like a Luigi Mangione symbol of change that, the rich need to be afraid, et cetera, et cetera. What if Green Arrow is not one person? What if this is a Murder on the Orient Express style situation where there are actually multiple Green Arrows all running around, and this is actually like a big conspiracy?
That's exactly what I thought. I thought they're going, because they compare him in this issue to Michael Myers, and it made me think of like
they do
other slashers like Scream and all of that. I'm just like, well, what if it's like a multi-killer thing where it's like, oh yeah, it is Mia Dearden, it is Roy Harper, it's all the proteges. It's all these characters, and they're all taking turns at being Green Arrow to throw the scent off other people. It would also explain what happens at the end as well.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. So yeah, Mia lets it slip where it's like, okay, Ollie did have a skeleton in his closet. This might be related to his death. He had a secret love child named Connor Hawk. And I'm like, okay. But hey, Ollie felt bad about abandoning him, and he was trying to get his affairs in order so Connor would be taken care of. And Connor's in town trying to get his inheritance and trying to escape before anything too bad can happen. And Dinah already knew about this because she was close enough to Ollie that he shared this secret with her that never shared with anyone else.
Yeah, she knew all about it, but like didn't know where Connor was, and she ends up tracking him down in her free time and finds, he's in Star City at the moment, because we learn he was there apparently collecting an inheritance and was like asked to come, which is very suspicious.
Very. Oh yeah, come to my scary Scooby-Doo mansion where nothing bad ever happened. A mansion that we find out later is owned by a guy named Zatiel, and I'm like, Werner Zatiel, Werner Vertigo, Count Vertigo, haha.
Who as well turns up dead, because he too is like a billionaire elite or something, which we haven't really got to explain. Yeah.
He's fucking Prince Andrew. They're all God, seriously, there's a picture in here of Jubal Slade with two girls. I'm like, that's just a picture of Epstein that you redrew.
Yeah.
I love we're so incredibly on the nose about this, where it's like, this is what we're talking about.
But Diana goes to find him and like question him. We get a couple of hints about stuff where like Connor talks about how he's been in contact with Mia, and Mia is obsessed with Miraclo, which is the drug that Owlman would take to give him his powers.
Rex Tyler, Tyler Reese, Reese Pharmaceuticals, that's involved in this too, which makes me think, oh, is this Green Arrow, is he not actually paranormal? Is he just taking Miraclo to make
That's
it
what I
look like
think.
he has powers?
That's what I think. Because as well, like, there's kind of ties to Miraclo to Green Arrow because it was in the Arrow TV show as well.
Yes.
Where Oliver had to deal with that and Slade and everything in that show. But yeah, but as well, I think also Hawkman's going to be in this series, and Miraclo's tied with the JSA because of Owlman. And remember, Hawkman killed most of the JSA or turned them over to the fucking government.
Yes, he did.
So maybe there's like
know.
maybe the government got a hold of Miraclo and is using it as like a super soldier serum or something.
I'm also thinking too, you know, obviously when Black Canary and Connor get into a big scuffle with this Green Arrow, the longbow killer who shows up and Connor gets hit, it seems like he dies. But I'm like, wait, if he knew about Miraclo, did he maybe take a little Miraclo before he got shot? Is this also like a Hot Fuzzian style conspiracy? Is Connor in on this too? And this is how they cover their tracks?
Well, see, I would think that, but like the art shows that he does get that poison that Reese Tyler did in the last thing, and then also the Green Arrow doesn't seem to know who Connor is, but that could also be them playing the bit where they try and make it seem like they don't know who he is. But yeah,
right,
bit of a mystery going on here.
But I love it because then I'm like, oh, there's so many places you can go with this, and there's so many great red herrings. And then the issue ends with like, hey, so we couldn't find Roy Harper. Turns out he's also a millionaire in this universe. So I'm like, oh shit, how did he make his money? He just came back to Star City, and the cops say he's digging up Ollie's grave right now.
Yeah, Roy's quite interesting to me because it's like, okay, so like, what is Roy Harper when he doesn't have Oliver Queen there to like helping out of addiction, helping, you know, be his grounding rod? Like what type of person is that Oliver? Is that Roy Harper?
Absolutely. One who apparently has his own money in this universe, which is very interesting to me.
Yeah.
And he looks like a total fuckboy too, with that haircut and that shirt and like the Conor McGregor jacket. And I'm like, did he always look like that, or is that like a new thing that happened? Because we know he's the last one who talked to Ollie before his death. Has that really fucked him up? Is he back on the junk now because of that?
Yeah. Is the drug he on? Is it Miraclo?
Exactly. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I wonder, there's a lot going on here, a lot of places they could potentially go, and a lot of great references to other Green Arrow stuff. I love they actually worked in, what is it, goddamn, a Zatiel into this.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Very fun. I wonder if in the next issue we'll get like Brick or China White or someone. If we're going in that direction.
Yeah.
Seemingly now that we know that all bad people are all together and all part of the same fucking dialogue clubs and everything.
Yeah, the same 5 billionaires all fucking own everything in this universe, much like our real universe.
Much like our real world. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt is there too. What?
Yeah, what? Josh Brolin was on the list? Yeah, what?
God damn it, man. Actually, you know, that Joseph Gordon-Levitt news that he was part of like Thiel's secret fascist Bukkake society really made me look into that, and I found out, oh, Levitt's married to a woman who like literally makes robots. She's like, a tech sis, not a tech bro, and I'm like, it all makes sense.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit into the AI stuff as well.
Yeah, you married into the fuckery, which does that make you worse? You're like Tom in Succession. Does it make you worse that you married into this, that you saw what was going on and you're like, oh, I need to be part of this? Yeah, I think we're officially on team fuck Joseph Gordon-Levitt now forever. I was looking through his list of movies. I'm like, has he been in anything I've ever really, really liked? How bad is this gonna hurt? You know, what movies do I officially not watch anymore because I know he's a piece of shit now? Yet another guy, Seth Rogen, isn't going to be calling anymore. I'm sure he looked at that list and he's like, God damn it, I got to cut him out of my life like I cut James Franco out of my life.
Hey, God damn it.
And then Rogen has been very upfront to be like, I don't know that motherfucker no more, man. Don't know him at all. His brother, maybe. He's all right. Honestly, his brother Dave Franco doesn't seem to like him very much either. Again, if you watch that bit in the studio where he took a bunch of drugs and was acting like an asshole, I'm like, oh, so when Dave Franco takes drugs and acts, Yeah, he's literally just doing an impression of
Yeah.
James Franco, and I bet that was on purpose.
Yep. Yep.
I can only assume that was on purpose. And it's like, half the audience isn't going to get this, but I got it. But yeah, Absolute Green Arrow continues to be great. An absolutely great mystery.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I hope the book becomes an ongoing. I hope it because it's 12 issues at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I hope it ends up becoming an ongoing in some fashion. These characters appear more. I do like that they're bringing over Hector Hammond from the Green Lantern book and making him like a big part on this and kind of continuing his story from that, where he was setting shit up in that book. And now we seemingly going to get the reveal of it in this book.
Yeah, and leaving him scarred too. Like he literally lost a fucking arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost a fucking arm in this. I keep wondering, like, when's he going to be all, like, gross big head Hector Hammond? Are we ever going to get that?
Maybe he'll get shot by the arrow and, like, he'll pull it out just in time, but he gets a little bit of the poison, and a little bit of the poison, like, makes his head grow 2 sizes too big or something.
Yeah, I think you called it, Matt. I think you fucking called where this one's going to go, actually.
Oh, God.
I only had 2 more after this, and they were all Superman or all Spider-Man related. What about you?
Cool. I had Superman Unlimited issue 14.
Yeah, it's kind of a big issue for you. I saw the numbers on that, and I'm like, damn, I wish one of my videos did that fucking. Apparently, I should be talking about goddamn Superboy.
Yes, I feel very strongly vindicated because of this. But as well as like, if you have like a modicum of media literacy, you know where this was headed. And the big reveal is that John Kent is not John Kent. It's fucking Ultra Boy from Earth 3.
Yeah.
But
does the book come out and say that, or is that just your strong theory that you know?
The book comes out. It ties into that Mark Waid World's Finest run, because the entire issue is Tomorrow Man still mentoring John and teaching him how to like deal with villains. They're fighting like Thaddeus Kilgrave in Metropolis and Volcana, and Tomorrow Man has to keep reminding John, hey, we have to save people. We have to do this, and he's starting to cotton onto something weird because John keeps mentioning, it's like, oh, why isn't our mother coming to help out in the fight? And it's like, well, Lois doesn't have superpowers, but Earth 3 Lois does. It's like,
oh, I like it.
And it's like, how do you not know who? And he doesn't know who any of these villains are. He doesn't know who Kilgrave, Volcana, or any of these guys are. And John, Tomorrow Man's like, at that age, I knew all of the people my father was fighting. How do you not know that?
Interesting.
And Tomorrow Man keeps like rationalizing. It was like, well, he's just come back from, the past. Like maybe he's not, his mind is all kind of scrambled. He's going to get used to it. Yeah, he's going to get used to it. He's like, maybe that's how time travel works and all that. And while that's going on, Lois is also like figuring out, it's like, oh yeah, this kid is not my son. Like, I know he's not my son. I got to do some investigating to kind of prove that. But before that, I'm going to go to Steelworks and have John Henry Irons set up a Red Sun enclosure for him so we can trap him in just in case, shit hits the fan.
Hey, but if he is Ultra Boy, would the Red Sun work on him, or would it make him stronger?
No, kryptonite makes him stronger, which is even funnier because later in the issue, they start fighting Dabney Donovan's clones who have kidnapped Metallo. They kidnap Metallo and are extracting his El Calderonian kryptonite heart. And what happens is the heart falls into Superboy's hands and it doesn't hurt him. He just holds it. And there's a moment there where John realizes, oh yeah, no, kryptonite's meant to hurt me. And he's like, oh yeah, right, kryptonite. Oh, ow, it hurts. And it's like, oh, you are fucking Ultra Boy, man. You're so fucking Ultra Boy.
you faking motherfucker. Yeah, I'm an issue behind on this. I read the one with the super monkey that also had Dabney Donovan's clones. And I'm like, oh, that's a great deep pull. I love Dabney Donovan.
And we actually get a lot with the old Calderon kryptonite because, as people remember, this isn't just normal kryptonite. This is kryptonite that came from space, hinted that it came from the future, and was covered in inertron, that material that shields it and everything. Yeah. And we actually get a big movement in that plot where Steel does some tests on it, and when it gets near his kryptonite reserves, it ends up jumping into it and kind of infecting it and causing it to grow at a rapid pace, in so much so that entirety of Steelworks is now covered in kryptonite. So it kind of,
that's a problem.
It grows like sunstone crystals. It also infects people, because this is the stuff that infected Beppo and gave him superpowers, gave him Kryptonian superpowers. It also ends up infecting Lana Lang and turning her into a kryptonite, like weird monster thing.
That's a problem.
But yeah, everything's kind of like all the chickens come home to roost, and Superboy ends up finding out about the lab that they have with the Red Sun enclosure for him. He ends up getting very angry, ends up attacking Steel, and then Tomorrow Man's like, oh yeah, there's something going on with this kid. He's not me. I would never do something like this. This is someone else. And the epilogue of the issue is Robin. He's investigating this Superboy, and he's come to the conclusion this is not Superboy, because if it was, John would have said hi to him, would have wanted to reunite with him.
Right.
And then Batman comes in and is like, I've solved this, and you would have solved it if you had the knowledge I have. And he cracks open the files of when him and Superman went to Earth 3 over in the Mark Waid, and it's like, hey, during that time Superwoman was pregnant with Ultraman's son. Timelines add up. This is Ultra Boy.
Love that. I love that, and I also love that this is a fun moment for Batman and Damian to share in their, dangerous paranoia.
It's like, we were right. Get the kryptonite.
Yeah, we were so fucking. I loved that scene with Damian making a kryptonite battering. Hey son, what are you working on? I don't fucking trust John. That's my boy.
Yeah, but the thing is, now they're not going to be able to use that now, because it's like, oh yeah, kryptonite makes him stronger. Well, we're going to have to use Red Sun or something else. Yeah, blue kryptonite. Yeah.
You're going to need to get some extra shit there from another. I'm sure Batman has some blue kryptonite squared away for a rainy day.
I'm sure he's got every fucking shade of kryptonite. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, son, here, follow me to the kryptonite closet. Wait, we have a kryptonite closet? Yeah, I didn't tell anyone. It's right here. This is my fucking Tower of Babel room that I keep in case anyone pisses me off.
Yeah. It usually falls into the hands of the villains, but we always get it back.
It's a small price to pay to keep all these, A-bombs for my friends and family. Hey, do you have contingency policies for other members of the Bat family? No.
I mean, not in this cave.
Yeah, no. Oh, that's a great line. Not in this cave. I keep that in the secret cave you Robins don't know about. My anti-Batman contingencies. Damn, how have they never told that story? No, you couldn't tell that story because that would piss off too many people. That would be like Gotham War all over again. Where Batman's like, I am so paranoid and so fucked up in the head. I just don't plan to take down my enemies and teammates. I also plan to take down my adopted children and family members just in case.
Well, I mean, wasn't that also like what Zdarsky did with Failsafe? Failsafe was essentially that.
That's true. Failsafe was basically Batman's ultimate fail. If I couldn't trust myself, this is what I would do.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's good shit. What else did I have this week? I guess I'll talk about both together because they're Spider-Man books and they're very similar in a lot of ways. One was Amazing Spider-Man 31. This is the big talk issue, the big origin of Cormac, Peter's cousin. But how could Spider-Man possibly have a cousin? We all know for a fact that May couldn't have any children because of her famously weak heart that is brought up all the time. And the answer to that is, no, that's not the whole story. She only found out that her weak heart was a problem because she kept having miscarriages. She had like 3 separate miscarriages before she eventually brought this kid to term. After a trip to Ireland, that's why his name is Cormac, in case you're wondering, because Aunt May and Uncle Ben got plastered in Ireland and totally boned by the Blarney Stone and everything. And that was the special wish she made for a son. And they're like, well, hospitals fuck up all the time, unfortunately, and switch kids they're not supposed to. We thought Cormac died the second he was born, because he had a respiratory issue and everything, but no, apparently they swapped the wrong baby for the one who ended up passing. And Aunt May has actually kept his secret birth certificate behind a picture in the Parker house this whole time. And she's like, it was so depressing. It was the worst moment of our life. We never thought we would get over it. So May and Ben swore that they would never talk about it ever again, not with their friends, not with each other. That's how no one knew. They assumed Cormac had been dead this whole time, but now he's not, and now he's here. Someone in the
God
chat
damn
saying,
it.
wasn't that the plot of The Omen? Yes, that was the plot of
Yeah.
The Omen. Turns out Cormac is actually fucking Mephisto.
Yeah. Fuck me, damn.
And like, that's the story. And I'm like, okay, so you actually told this fairly well, and it was fairly respectful for a story that's, you know, as heavy talking about miscarriages and everything. But to sell this as like, oh, this is gonna change everything, only it doesn't. It doesn't really. Like it changes Aunt May's history, but not really.
Yeah, just add something to it, I guess. Yeah, yeah.
Like, I guess they could still spin it to be like, okay, but why is Cormac coming back into their lives now? And is he only doing it now because of how he found out that, you know, his mother was still alive there and that Spider-Man is technically his cousin?
Yeah.
So that's a thing. That's the A story. There's actually a much more entertaining B story where Spider-Man goes undercover to like a supervillain fight club where they fight to try and win supervillain surplus. So you've got like Montana of the Enforcers fighting Tarantula to try and get the dead paste pot Pete's shit. And Spider-Man enters because he actually wants to get Shocker shock gauntlets, which is fairly interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know why he wants that, but that's kind of cool that he wants that. And of course, the fucking Vulture is there. It's like, nah, he was my Sinister Six buddy. I want his shit. You have to fight me. And Adrian Toomes has a whole brand new costume that actually looks fairly cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the issue where I'm like, this isn't the worst. It's not the best either. We've seen way worse, way more insulting Spider-Man retcons over the year. This is more an Aunt May retcon than it is anything.
To me, it also reads as something that they did to, again, like what they've been doing with the Amazing Spider-Man of it forever. It's just something just to sell the book. It's that cover. Oh, the truth, the talk, or whatever it was on the cover. You know, oh, what's going to happen in here? Yeah.
Pure soap operatics. This is pure daytime soap operatics is all this really is, and I have to imagine that it will ultimately come to naught. But hey, we got 5 more issues until issue number 1000, so who the fuck knows? Yeah.
And they're cheating with that issue 1000. I gotta say, it's such cheating.
They are. I also had the Hickman book this week, Amazing Spider-Man Long Way Home, which is the big Hulk Punisher team up where it's like, I think it's supposed to be in the 70s in Vietnam, but like they don't make reference to any countries, where I'm like, oh, did they make Hickman change that the last segment where they're like, don't name any real countries, please?
Yeah, that was the thing that kind of I was interested, where it's like, oh, this is set in like an alternate world where it's like earlier on in the timeline, you know, Hulk isn't really a thing. Everyone just has like legends about him. The Punisher isn't really the Punisher anymore. Yeah, I thought, oh, that's really interesting.
It is and it isn't. A lot of it is just kind of set dressing. It reminds me very much of that Wolverine story Hickman wrote. In fact, in setup, it is almost entirely the same. What is it? The Hulk is telling a story to a priest about a horrible thing he did during the war. We see Frank Castle is on like a Black Ops military team that's sent to the jungles of blank to try and get a weapon, get a device from an AIM facility out there. Interestingly enough, the Punisher is still in the army at this point. Punisher is his call sign, but he's still Frank Castle and he hasn't come back from the war yet. Very weird. Where it's like, oh, so he's the Punisher, but he's always the Punisher. But this is before seemingly his family died. And of course, he paints his face to look like a skull because of course he does. Of course.
I mean, alternate, timeline sort of thing. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, that is very weird.
That just keeps happening, that Frank Castle can't escape being the Punisher no matter where he is.
Yeah.
And AIM is currently being attacked by Hydra because they also want the Cosmic Cube. And the Hulk shows up behind them and they're like, oh, is the Hulk with you, Hydra? No, the Hulk is also here for the Cosmic Cube. And we don't know why. So Hulk, it basically becomes like Predator, where the Hulk is chasing Frank Castle and his team throughout the jungle, picking them off one by one. One guy blows himself up because he's like, oh, I'm going to use the Cosmic Cube. It's like making a wish, right? And then he tries to use it and he gets fucking atomized. So in the end, it's just the Punisher, and you're probably thinking to yourself, wait, isn't fucking Spider-Man's name on the book? Is Spider-Man going to show up in this? Yes, it's like a much more adult Peter Parker who gets called by friggin' Agent Quartermain of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to come to the jungle, and he's like, look, we need some superhero muscle, and we also need like a couple degrees of plausible deniability on this one.
Okay, like that's an interesting premise for Spider-Man to be. That's quite cool.
And Spider-Man walks through like the battlefield, and he's like, "This is fucked up. There's so much gore and death here. I'm the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man from New York. I should not be in the jungles of not quite Vietnam in a fucking war zone." And Quartermain's like, "Yeah, well, you are. So nut up."
Yeah, nut up or shut up. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the last piece of footage we had of this giant green monster hunting a deadly soldier. So can you get involved in that, please, and thank you. So it's a decent enough setup, but again, I'm like, this doesn't even really feel like a Hickman book. Like, I appreciate there's two sides of Hickman, the very dry analytical, oh, look at all my charts and graphs I've made to explain this guy, and then you get this version of Hickman that's like this story, some of the stuff from Ultimates, and even like some of the stuff again from that Wolverine book, where he's like, no, I just like to cut loose and have a good time sometimes as well, guys. It's not all charts and graphs.
Yeah, I kind of respect that.
I respect it too. This feels like him being therapeutic. This feels like him blowing off some steam. Sometimes as a writer, you just like to write, and then the Hulk smashed a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And the art is nice in it too. You know, there's some very good page composition and everything. But yeah, it's decent. It's all fairly decent.
Cool.
And it probably will read good in collection too.
Collection, yeah.
Yeah, the chat saying this almost sounds like Spider-Man shouldn't be in this story, and yet hilariously he is the cover of the book.
Of course, again, to sell. It sells. That Spider-Man image, it sells.
Geez, it's almost as if there's a big Spider-Man movie coming out with Hulk and the Punisher in it, and so we needed a new story to coincide.
Yeah.
Like, look, is this pure synergy? Yes. Did we get a good writer and artist team on it? Also, yes. Also, Hulk, despite being big and green, is not dumb Hulk. He can actually speak in full sentences.
Oh, shit.
Which is also kind of compelling, where it's like, oh, that's a new take on Hulk that we don't always see, because he looks like dumb Hulk, but then when someone actually talks to him before he ends up getting smashed, it's like, oh, no, he can actually speak in a full sentence. Dude, I understand you. Still not going to stop me from smashing you, though. But yeah, so that was all the books I had this week. What about you?
Well, I had one more. Technically, it was two books, but I read them together, and that is James Tynion and Marguerite Bennett's new book, Odin.
Oh yeah, how's that?
It's fucking great. It's about an eldritch horror in Norway killing a bunch of fucking punk Nazis.
I like it.
Yeah, the entire setup is this woman tries to infiltrate a group of like punk Western American Nazis who like they're from like Portland, Oregon, like they're Nazis in the fact that they call themselves Nazis, but they're fucking like LARPers basically.
So they're those fucking skinhead punks that the dead Kennedys say, Nazi punks, fuck off, we don't want you around.
Basically, the guys from like Green Room. Think of that, like those guys. Yeah, and we learned that she infiltrated them because she's a undercover journalist for a paper, and she's trying to write a story about the rise of white supremacy in Gen Z and in their social spaces. And as she kind of finds that, I've maybe gotten myself in over my head, because she ends up following them and their little group to Norway, where they are trying to like conjure some sort of like Norwegian like eldritch god to help them in their mission for a pure society. And it just immediately all goes to hell. They start I think in the first issue, at the end of the first issue, they hallucinate. They're like dancing and like eating like an elk, and then they snap out of like their hallucinations and find they actually ate one of the members of the team. But it's really cool as well, because the writers also dive into like who these people are and realize, they're not like all like white people. Like there's a guy in the second issue, his name is Robert, but the journalist found out that his name was Roberto, and he was he's a white passing Spanish guy, and it's all about like, he went to these people because he found that they were the only ones who would like accept him, and like he was so needy for that acceptance into some sort of group and everything. And it's all about how people are drawn to these type of groups and then the damage that can do to them.
Yeah, unfortunately, a very timely message
Mm,
as the chat is saying, so Nick Fuentes, yes, and any other
yeah,
number of not white people who are part of neo-fascist movements. I
yeah,
like, goddamn, I think like the fucking leader of the Proud Boys is goddamn Hispanic as well, and it's
yeah.
like, come on, guys, fucking what?
Yeah, yeah, it dives into all of that sort of stuff with the set dressing being, oh, there's like something out in this forest that's like hunting them and like killing them off in like gruesome ways. It's great. It's fantastic.
Nice, that sounds good.
Yeah, and it's only 8 issues
I'm,
long, so it's nice and brisk.
and I'm sure it will be another big, massive hit for Tynan. I'm sure
Yeah,
that
I'm
will be
sure. Yeah,
optioned to be a movie.
I'm pretty sure it's in
It's
like
great.
his. I think he has like his own little like imprint within in
Yes, he does.
image called Tiny Onion, which is this is part of.
Yes, love it.
And it's like all these books that are somewhat sort of in like maybe the same universe, but also like they're like his little babies.
There was an interview he gave not too long ago, probably because this book had just come out there, where they asked him like, "Hey, when did you decide to prioritize your indie work over, working at DC? Because like you were on Batman for a while. It seemed like again you were going to be the guy, you were going to be the QB that the company put on their back and everything." And he's like, "Well, I was writing Batman and I was kind of struggling with that, and then I think it was a Nice House on the Lake or one of those books he did outsold Batman and was a huge success, and I
Yeah.
saw the difference in the paychecks." And he's like, "Well, I think I know what I'm doing now."
And then there's also the fact that like you mentioned just before, like the fact that like someone's probably going to come snap up most of these for like movie or TV deals, which is
Yes.
like where the big money is.
He did, I think, for what is it? Something's Killing the Children, which they're
Yeah.
still working on. It hasn't actually come out yet. And Nice House on the Lake. I think he made like $1 million a piece
Yeah.
for both of those.
And I guarantee you now with stuff like Obsession and Backrooms doing really well, they're going to be like, oh, gimme, all these horror stories.
Oh, no doubt. We're going to see a horror arms race for sure. No doubt about it. Yeah, I'm sure you saw that same article too, where it's like, oh, now with these things being such big successes, Hollywood is headed to Reddit to look for their next big horror success. And I'm like, yeah, you could do that, or you could pay fucking writers.
Yeah, you could
just pay fucking writers.
Yeah, these people will do the same thing writers, professional writers that you've paid before do, right?
Just, let them do it. How about that? Don't say like, oh, everything needs to be a tent pole. Everything needs to be like a 5-point hit with all these demographics and everything. Why don't you just let them write their thing?
Yeah. Don't interfere. don't micromanage.
No, we don't know how to do that. No, we're Hollywood. We don't. We would all burst into flames. We would all lose our jobs if we didn't micromanage. Literally, our job is just to micromanage. It's not to be creative. Do we want to talk about what's coming out this week, Matt? Talking about stories.
Yes, it's a pretty stacked week. I looked at what was coming out before the show, and it's a pretty fucking busy week.
Boy, is it! I struggle to figure out how I'm going to cover all of these. Even just doing 2 videos of 3, I'm probably gonna have to kick some to next week. Like I kicked Action Comics, like I had to kick Batwoman. Yeah, so we got Absolute Wonder Woman 21. Gonna see what the hell happened to Diana after she seemingly got called back to Hades at the worst possible time.
Yep.
Absolute Superman number 20. It's the 4-way dance you've been waiting for. Superman versus Black Adam versus Steel versus Hawkman. Who's gonna win the belt, man? I don't know.
Yeah, the money in the case. Yeah.
Yeah, really. Who's going to get it? Detective Comics 1110. Again, really interesting story there that Taylor is doing with Black Canary and Green Arrow and a hero they knew in their youth who ended up dying mysteriously, and a new little girl who claims to be that hero. It's a hell of a thing.
Interesting.
We got Superman issue number 39, Superboy Prime sent back in time to fight the Infinite Crisis.
Yeah.
Literally having to come face to face with his fucking sins of the past. That's going to be good. Ultimate Endgame number 5. It's finally over, but not really over because we're getting another issue in the same week.
Yeah. Another. Yeah, the tie that ties everything up. I'm just like, how are they going to do this? How is this going to happen?
And also, just make it 1 fucking issue. You didn't need to make it 2. You didn't need to double dip. That seems like you're fucking what is it?
They were straining the story already. They were straining it already, and
now you've split it into 2. Justice League Unlimited 20, Captain America 12, Zatanna 3. What else do we got? Infernal Hulk 8, as the chat is saying. Ultimate Universe finale #1, the real actual ending. God, I hate that you cut that in two. Doom Quest continues to be going. Did you read Doom Quest issue 1? I didn't read Doom Quest #1.
I did.
Like
it sounds really interesting. It sounds like it's got to be like a really pretty cool book. It's not really tied to anything. Well, I mean, it is, but it isn't, because it's like its own. It's just a little Doom adventure. He gets stuck on the Titanic at the end of issue 1, which I thought was pretty cool.
Fun.
Yeah.
The cover of this one, he's in the 1930s shooting guys with Tommy guns.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I'm like, look, that seems good, but I'm also like really worried about Marvel burning me out on Doctor Doom, because it seems like with that new movie coming out, they're just putting Doom in everything. He's dead, and yet he's also in everything. What else do we got? We got Venom 259. That's MJ getting her new Venom costume. Bizarro Year None.
Nice.
Ultimate Impact Reborn issue 2. I did not know that was getting a second issue. I legitimately did not. I thought that was only one.
Yeah, no, I thought that was like a one shot. Oh, fucking hell. I suppose they got to build up all these fucking new whatever they're doing with the origin boxes and.
Yes, you said that perfectly. All these new whatevers. Yeah, that's a really good way to
that
put
is
it.
one. The only interesting one to come out of those origin boxes so far is David Colton.
Yeah. And that was in a completely different book. See, that's what they should have done. They should have given everyone the Colton treatment. They all should have shown up in other books.
Yeah, yeah.
The cover of this one, it's the Punisher shooting the shit out of Hostilicus, that new guy whose name I hate.
Yes, the big new popular character, Hostilicus.
Yes. I used to share a bathroom with Hostilicus back in the 40s. God, I hate that name so much, and I hate that he's over-designed. I really do. And I hate that we're only now dealing with the negative zone of the Ultimate Universe, where it's like, yeah, didn't the maker send a bunch of heroes to the negative zone? Are they dead or some still alive? Oh, who fucking cares? The universe is done.
Yeah, we're not going to find out about any of that.
Yeah, we also got Summer of Supergirl special #1 as well to coincide with the new movie.
Nice.
Which, hey, there's Moonstar #4.
Yep.
Like you were saying. Superman, Father of Tomorrow, Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Versary, the big finale of Justice League Dreamgirls, Pride #4, which, hey, I followed it this long, so I should probably finish it off at some point. Even though in the back of my mind, I'm like, this just should have been a big collection. Again, I know people liked there being more issues, but honestly, content-wise, this probably should have just been another big anthology. This should have been a special issue.
Yeah.
If I could have read this all at once, I probably would have been nicer to, and I probably would have been able to ignore some of the problems. But that's just me. And that's the episode, everyone. I guess if Supergirl is coming out this coming week, I guess we won't be back next week because I will need to see the movie. But when we do come back, we'll have a big episode talking all about it, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a full review on my channel, so keep an eye out for that. That'll probably be on the weekend, like a day after it comes out or something. But yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. For sure. We're still going to be both covering My Adventures with Superman. Really liked episode 1. Like this new take on Bizarro, where it's like, you're eschewing the monster face broken English. Normally, Bizarro's got to be a bad guy first, and then we see him become a sympathetic good guy. Oh, you're starting with him being a sympathetic good guy because he's probably going to be turned into the monster version that we see in the opening credits.
And that's kind of like what old school Bizarro was. He was always a clone of Superman who slowly degraded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen the art there in the opening where I'm like, oh, Bizarro is Broly. He's just Broly from goddamn Dragon Ball. That's awesome.
Big giant man. Yeah.
just burly as hell, sweet disposition of a child until he doesn't. Also, the episode that airs tonight, they're going to a Comic-Con, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, and Bizarro gets a costume that's just the classic Superman costume with the trunks and everything. It's great. It's fantastic.
Oh,
and he meets cosplayers dressed as the Teen Titans.
So fun. This show is so wholesome. And also, Jimmy is Flamebird is trying to write comics, and the covers are all like those super dickery covers.
Yeah.
With Lois being like, why am I the bad guy in this? That's fucking funny. And also maybe the show doing a sly little reference to how shitty fans were in season 1 about Lois.
Yep.
Boy, were they. They seem to have shut the hell up now, but boy, were they shitty in the beginning.
Oh, yes, they were.
Yeah, how dare this woman have boundaries and baggage? How dare she?
How dare she be a character? What is this?
Yeah, How dare she be a character with an arc? Man, I got the worst fucking comment from a guy like the night before the other show aired. He clearly just started watching My Adventures with Superman, and he came to my video of episode 1 to piss and moan that the robots had hit Superman so hard that he got a black eye. And I'm like, okay, several fucking things. One, if you watch the show, you would know that those are Kryptonian war bots. Second, if you watch the first 3 minutes of episode 2, you would know that this is a different take on Superman, who has suppressed his abilities over years because of a traumatic experience in his childhood. 3, are you really coming to a video of this from back when it aired multiple years later, thinking that you're some kind of genius who solved the show and found, you know, some secret flaw that no one ever mentioned? This is why media literacy is dead and in the fucking toilet. No one pays attention. No one has any patience. And yet everyone thinks they're so much smarter than the material that they're watching. And also, everyone needs to be a fucking micro celebrity too, and everyone needs to take to the internet to register their disgust, you know, it's all throughout the world, even when you've just come to the show, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I've been sitting on that one for. I wrote that dude a big angry message, and then I'm like, I'm just fucking blocking you. Fuck you. I'm gonna protect my peace. I am blocking you not for being offensive, but for being fucking stupid. I don't want you around. I have decided, and they're like, "Oh, what you block people, Joel, for being annoying?" Yeah, I block people for anything, man. It's really good for the soul. It's really good for my mental health.
Don't engage with them because that's what they want. They want that. They want that fight so they can be like, yeah.
It's just a special kind of stupid comment where it's like this perfectly encapsulates all my problems I have with media literacy and nerd spaces, to where I'm almost thankful for the guy, where I'm like, thank you for perfectly, you know, encapsulating it for me in a way I never could. This comment is so bad, I want to frame it and put it above my desk and be like, those are the people we share the world with. Those are the people we're making content for. Holy shit. But yeah, I guess on that note, we can start winding the show down, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us on this Saturday night. We hope you had a lot of fun. Thank you to Matt for hosting the show, both live here on YouTube, which is still the best way to watch it, and later on in the week, too, you can catch the replay of it. As always, you can find the show on Spotify and where other great podcasts are found. I try and get this up on Patreon first thing as soon as the show is done. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. We really appreciate it. It helps us keep the lights on. Thank you, everyone who donated during this particular episode, and we hope we will be back not next week but 2 weeks from now to give you an even better Supergirl themed show. I'm sure Matt and I will have lots of thoughts.
Looking forward to it. And yeah, catch us on Spotify, catch us here on my channel. We're doing some shorts now. I'm putting some shorts out. I'm going to try and do like 1 or 2 a week. We'll see how that goes, because they're pretty easy to edit together. But yeah, got to find some time to do that. I
figured it out.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can figure it out, then you can definitely figure it out. It only took me forever, and I'm doing it on an ancient fucking version of Sony Vegas.
Yeah.
The hardest thing about shorts is to remember to do it, is the thing.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
It really truly is, on top of everything else we do in a week. I've taken to downloading them to my phone and uploading them while I doom scroll in bed at night. That's the only way I know how to do it. That's what I do. But yeah, thank you, everyone, for coming and hanging out with us. Matt and I will be back again next week. So until then, everyone, bye-bye.